Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Want to thank you for stopping by the Jury by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video. And guess what? We'll talk. Well, hey family, happy Sunday. This is Darlene stopping by real quick. I am sitting here making earrings and I'm using a lot of the beads that you have here because I have a large, nice, good supply of them. So I'm going to be using these three different beads to create as many of these pairs of earrings as I can. And I am making all these for my fair store. So after I make the earrings, I got to, of course, take the pictures, get them all uploaded and do all that other kind of stuff. And then I'm going to also add them to a couple of other websites that I sell on. So it's just a matter of, once you make the product, you got to take pictures and you got to take really good pictures. And all the time, pictures don't come out like they're supposed to come out. So you got to have like the perfect lighting. They got to be like the perfect situation and all that good stuff. So there's a lot that comes to it after I like make everything and then got to take them pictures and stuff. And then remember, I sell pictures on several different websites. So I take pictures of my products and I sell the actual picture on different websites where you can sell images. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut some wire. So it's a lot that goes into me having to take really good pictures because I only want to take the pictures once. I don't want to have to keep taking pictures. So if I take good pictures the first time, I could always use those for the different websites that I sell the images on. So all I'm doing now is I'm cutting some wire, and of course it's difficult to stay in frame when you messing with wire. And also you're hearing music in the videos a lot because I am taking a course, and that course is in AI. So I'm taking an AI course and it's requiring a lot of attention in the sense of coursework. And also there's a lot, it's an online certification that I'm doing. So it takes, you got to listen to a lot of videos. If anybody's ever done any online program or for certification or any type of thing, you already know that there is videos. I'm going to cut all this off. There's a lot of different videos you'll have to watch. You got to do, different things online and stuff. So that's requiring a whole lot right there. And if I didn't really want to know AI, like I really want to know AI, I probably wouldn't be doing it. But I'm learning a lot of good stuff. It's amazing. And the reason why I'm taking the course is because I want to apply a lot of that to whatever I can learn that makes sense. I want to apply that to the Jewelry by BDK business. So I've learned how to do some video with AI where you can cause your product to levitate and it circulates, and it's like a 3D type situation. It's like really wicked, not wicked, but really cool, stuff that you can do. So I'm learning like a lot of good stuff, and it's requiring some time, and it does require you to do some thinking too. So what I'm going to do is take these wires, and we're going to use probably, let's use the brown ones, these right here. And then we're just going to take our wire. Oh no, wait a minute. So this is the thing with a lot of these beads. The holes are in different places, so it makes it difficult to be able to, you can see where the holes are. It makes it difficult to use some of them together. So now I just got to find, it would be cool if when whoever do what they do, they put the holes in so I could use these right here. And all I'm going to do is take the wire and put the wire through. And then I'm just going to fold the wire up. And then take that, I need it on the other side because I'm right-handed. Put that wire across like that, and then take that wire down. So it just ends up like that. And then all you're doing is taking the shorter wire, and then you're just going to twist it around the longer wire like that. And we'll do that a couple of times, and then we'll go ahead and cut that extra. And then we'll just squeeze the wire down together. Make sure we close it around the wire like that. And then this will be our first one, because all we want to do is attach that little bead to the wire. And then we got the first one, and then we're going to do our second one. Go ahead and squeeze the wire onto the bead like that. I need to put it on the right side because I'm right-handed. And then we're just going to squeeze the wire down like that. And the shorter wire, I'm just going to wrap it around the longer wire at least 3 times. That's 2. And then one more. And I'm using 18 gauge wire. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this right here. And then we'll squeeze the wire down together and then go ahead and close the end. I saw online, it was Facebook in particular, and it's a jewelry maker. I forget the name of them, but the jewelry maker, and they post like some beautiful pictures of beautiful work, you know, different jewelry designs. And one of the designs that they had posted, you know, and it's amazing handmade jewelry. One of the sets of earrings that they posted, now keeping in mind everything that you see of theirs is like perfectly made. I mean, it's like beautiful, but you can tell that it's handmade jewelry. Sets of earrings, the wire, the way that they had the wire twisted, on one of the earrings the wire was open, like, so it wasn't perfectly closed together, you know, like on here like this. And I thought to myself, I was like, oh wow, you know how cool that is that they allow that to just go ahead and be what it was. Or maybe they didn't pay attention to it, that, you know, the wire I guess should have been together like this, you know, just nice and neat and close together, but it wasn't. It was open and lifted. And it just made for, I thought, a really unique pair of earrings because everything is handmade. But somebody else would have looked at that and been like, ooh, that's a flaw. That ain't even perfect. And see, that's like, for me, handmade, I like handmade. I like to roll the ends and curl them. I don't like to use the little machine that makes the perfect loop at the end of it, because to me it just looks manufactured like that. But that's me. So whoever using what they're using, that's good stuff, right? But for me, I literally really truly like for my pieces to look handmade. I'm going to use these little shell beads right here, and we're just going to start building it. And we're building it to look like these little earrings right here. So we're going to get as many pairs as we can out of this, and then we'll go ahead and put them on, of course, fair as cases, but everywhere else we might sell them in sets of 2 or something, or singles. We'll see what happens. So we're just going to go ahead and build the earring up. I'm going to do some, let's see if we can find 2 of the same color beads. The browns. And then we'll do the green beads. Making sure that the colors are pretty much the same color. And I like the way that all looks together. So at the bottom down here, I do see I'm going to have to straighten that. You can see how that looks a little crooked. So I'll have to straighten that. But I'll do that at the end to make sure that that's perfectly put together down there. The best that I can anyway. And then we will grab a couple of these. Try to make sure that they're the same color. And then we will take probably this bead right here. And then that gives us a nice little build up for some earrings. And then we'll put our last bead on top. And I think we will go with, let's see, if we can find two of the same color, maybe the green. And then that's the thing, a lot of these beads just be so different. They're like the same, but they're different, if that makes sense. And then this is how we'll build these pair of earrings up. So now we're just going to go ahead and close them off. And then just go ahead and wrap it up here a couple of times. And I'll close this off like 3 times. 1, 2, and then 3. Because I don't want it to be too built up there. And I think I said that I'm using 18 gauge wire. So the 18 gauge wire, that's what I like about it. It's not too thick, not too flimsy. It's just right to use for and then I need to twist this. For jewelry making. And this is going to be our first earring. And then when I'm twisting it, when I'm turning the wire back, I'm looking down here in this little part right here to see where the wire closed off at. So it closed on the back part right here. So I always want to turn the wire towards the back part, wherever the wire cut is. That's why I want to fold it and wrap it. And then I'm just going to fix that up right there. We're going to do 3 times. 1, 2, and then that's our 3rd time. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this extra wire off. Go ahead and close it all the way down. And then I need to turn it so it'll be sideways like that. So I turn it sideways because it's usually like this when I finish. So you can see how this is straight down here, but at the top is turned that way. But I want to put a ear wire on there. So if I put the ear wire on there like this is how the earring would be. So then that means it would be sideways like this. And that's not what I want. So I have to turn it forward so we can put the and now we can put the ear wire on here. So it'll be forward like that. And I was just thinking, yesterday it was Saturday, and I was like, oh my God, it is already Saturday. It's a trip how fast time is going by. And I know we say that often, but it seems like it's going by even faster. Because we was just, like we was just here on a Sunday. And here we are again. And that's why my whole thing is to try to do the best that we can, with the time that we have to make it like make sense. These are really cute. These are just some really cute dangles. I have some E6000, right? And I'm looking at this little wood bead right here, and I am so tempted to glue something on here. I don't know what, but I could even take, is it these right here? I can even take, let me see something. I could even take shells and you can break shells up because they're so fragile. And I can probably even glue like pieces of the different colors. I might even do that too, just like pieces of the shell on the bottom of it. And what I can also do is I can, if I do that, because like, okay, if I break the shell up, because I'm looking at the bottom, I'm looking at this little piece right here. So I can just see, you know what, I'm gonna try one. Let's try something real quick. So what I'm gonna do is take some of this shell. Let me get a piece of paper because I don't want the little particles on the table. So I'm going to take some of the shells. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to try something. We're just going to do some different colors. So I need some of the thinner ones, the thinnest ones I could find, 1,000. Now I got to deal with the issue of it flowing. I'm going to have to... I'm going to put some on here, just swipe it across. And now I'm going to just take some of the pieces that I did. You see that? So I'm going to let this dry. And then we're going to put some on this one. Oops. Okay, and then that's how I'm going to do these. So I'm going to cut up some more of the shells, and then I'm going to come back. So give me a second. Okay, so I crunched up some more of the shell. So this is how these earrings are going to look. I'm going to have some of the little crunch at the bottom, the shell all crunched up at the bottom down there. So this is one pair. And I might have to do, I'm going to have to do a little better with putting the E6000 on there. And then this is the second pair. So I'm just going to make all the earrings, and then I'll come back, and I got like this little bitty pair of tweezers. So I'll come back and then put the little broken pieces of the shell at the bottom. So I really like the way these look right here. Like really, really cool. Like these are just really nice. Because as I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, something is just off. It's just, oh, let me take this one off right here. Like something is just, like it's not finished. So now they look finished. So now we will carry on. And we got some more wire. And we'll go ahead and use some different colors that we can find the holes that match. And even like sometime when the holes do match, like these holes match. I got glue on my hands. So these holes do match. However, the thickness of them. So let's see if we got another one that we can maybe match it with. Able to use these. So we'll try these right here, and then we'll just get as close as possible as we can to them all matching. So we're just going to put that wire through, smash it on like that, and then go ahead and push that wire down to where it fits snug on there like this, because we're going to take that shorter wire and twist it around the longer wire. And all I'm doing is wrapping the wire around there. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut the extra off like that. Go ahead and close that wire around the wire. And then squeeze this down. So then it gives us this. We'll do our second one. Squeeze the wire on there like that. Close it over. And this is what it is. And the short wire, we're just going to wrap around the long wire like this. About 3 times. Go ahead and cut that extra off. Smash that little piece of wire on there. And then smash the wires down together. Because you see how the wires are separated? And all I'm doing is smashing the wires down together, so they don't be separated like now. And then this is a little crooked, so now what we want to do is start building on top of it. And I want to put the wire to the back where I cut it at. So that's going to be my back. So I always want to do things towards the back. And then I think I'm going to just go ahead and use, these look red or maroon. We'll use these. And then how about we just use some of the maroon, same color wood beads. We use the same colors that we got, because our selections are kind of short. So we will, this one has something on it. What's that on there? Probably glue. So then we got that. And then we'll just keep building. Let's put a gold one. See if we got another gold. And then we'll just keep building with the same colors. And look for our back, which is right here. And then I'm going to just pinch it, close it over, wrap it. 3 times, and then go ahead and this, when you can close this off using that tool that closes and gives you like one nice clean hoop on the end if you want to. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't like to use any of that because it's too manufactured. It looks too manufactured for me. And I like it to look, my pieces to look handmade, like really truly handmade. So when you're making pieces by hand, you can tell handmade jewelry. It just has a character to it. It's a certain type of look that handmade jewelry has. So these are like really cute. And then we'll go ahead and put, oh, let me do this. I'm going to put some stuff in here now. So we are going to take, we got some pieces all cut up. And we're just going to take a piece of, not a piece of, but a little bit of E6000. And you know how E6000 is. It's very generous. So we just going to put a nice little coat. And then we're going to grab some pieces on our hand and just drop it on there like that. A couple more. Fill in that little empty spot. And then that's what we want. And then we'll do our second one. Make sure my wire's in the back. And then we're just going to put a nice little coat of E6000 like that. Now we want to grab some pieces. And all I'm doing is sticking them onto my finger so I could just drop them on. Drop them onto the E6000. And then that's what it looks like. So let me move this. So then we got this just stuck on here. And E6000 dries fairly quick. I mean, it gets tacky enough for something to stick to it good enough to where you can still work with a piece. But I usually about like 24 hours for something to like really dry. Oh shoot, hold on. Oops. So that's this one. And these are some ear wires I got at Hobby Lobby, nickel free. I've never ever used, I don't think that I've ever used Hobby Lobby's ear wires. And for me, they say nickel free. So I was like, okay, well, I'll grab them. Okay, so this is the red pair. These are like really cool. If I was able to get, so like up here over the wire, like near the wire part right here. So I think what I would probably have to do in order to get everything covered, because I wouldn't want the E6000 on the wire. I'd have to be very careful to try to get the entire bead covered. I would have to cover the bead first and then come back and thread it like how I did it. But for the most part, these are like the cutest little things, right? So I really like these. So I'm going to try to get as many pair. Right? How adorable are these? I'm trying to get as many pair as I possibly can out of these beads. How cute, right? It's a beautiful Sunday on my side of the world. I want everybody to have a really good day. Stay creative. And guess what? We'll talk.